Hey, what it do, y'all? What it do? What it do? What it do, y'all? So I'm just this is kind of it's kind of a live. It was unscheduled, but it was one of notable implications per se, just because of the individual that I'm gonna be doing this panel with. This is actually obviously the first time I ever did a joint panel discussion, and this fellow here, he's someone that I met through YouTube not too long ago. It was sometime last year, and yeah, he really put me on as far as actually looking out for me. We was talking about some of my background and upbringing, and he really it like gravitated to him, and he wanted me to share my story on uh, a live stream that was done by Xavier, or AKA the Prophet of Thought. And yeah, y'all should check out the Prophet of Thought. He has a good channel over there, by the way. Um, but yeah, this fella here, he's to me my brother in many ways. He put me on to that. He has a cool background as far as his upbringing, and he's done a lot of military service. He might talk more about that in the live. It all depends, depending on what he would share with y'all. But he comes from a pretty uh, cool and esteemed background per se, and he has a lot of insight. So um, he's going to be talking on this live with me. So you obviously see his name in the title, but I'm gonna do a formal introduction of him shortly. But before I get to that, um, first of all, I just want to say I hope everyone is having a good day, and hope y'all be blessed with this live stream, on this wonderful Saturday afternoon, depending on where you're located at. I'm currently in Kansas City right now, just chilling like a villain, even though I'm actually a good guy. But you know what I mean. You know, and so I hope y'all be in for a good live stream. I believe this topic is one that needs to be talked about more, but hasn't fully been expanded upon because there's just still a lot of unsettledness going on YouTube as well as outside of YouTube. And so we will be talking about a lot of that today. The stream will be no more than an hour, as usual, as I will try to keep majority of my live streams. And we're gonna go across the board with a lot of things about over emotional men, and maybe get to the specifics, given some of the Black issues with that as well, because a lot of people know by now the stereotypical over emotional Black male, not even Black man, but Black male. But we're going to get to that. We're not going to throw people under the bus, though. I mean, that's not what this live stream is about, but just coming from an unbiased perspective. But I hope y'all enjoy this live, and you know, and greetings to everyone that are starting to come into the chat. Everybody speak in love, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a way of moderating. I'll figure out all that as time goes on, but to the best of your ability, just speak in love, but yeah, without further ado, because I'm not really good at all this introduction stuff, I just want to let it be known kind of what this live's going to be about. Yeah, man, without further ado, I bring in JSHine, my brother.
What's up, brother? The other AJ. I
Yes,
told
sir.
you I love that name.
I appreciate it, man.
I saw that name, I fucking damn near died. I said, niggas on YouTube, and y'all something else.
Yeah.
Only on
Yes,
YouTube. Only YouTube.
yes, sir.
What's how you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Just enjoying this weather and everything, man. Just man. Here in Kansas City, you smell barbecue from a mile away once the sun comes out in the spring and stuff.
Yeah, that's the American smell right there.
Yeah, man.
They grill out here too, man. But these people don't use sauce like we do sauce, man.
Yeah. They got to learn how to use that sauce out where you at.
Yeah, they call it barbecue, but they don't put barbecue sauce on it. So we got to get an education. Yeah, it's an education because these guys been roasting shit on spigots forever. right? Out here in Europe, you know what I mean? They called it barbecue, but that sauce thing, that's a whole nother, and that's an American additive, you know?
Facts.
So,
Facts.
so yeah,
Facts.
barbecue over here is a little different than over there. Yeah, so
yeah.
but anyway.
Before you get going, I just at least want to say to some of the people I haven't seen before in the chat. I see, what up, Vonda? What it do? Zero to Infinite. What's up? CRU Royalty. Hey, what it do? EN First Lady Neek. Hello. Oh yeah, but yeah, let's go ahead and crack at this, fam. Let's go ahead and crack at this.
Okay. All right.
I think I'll start off, man, just kind of where I'm at with this, with the over emotional, man. We can just kind of initially start off with the simple fact that let me see something here. Yeah, with the simple fact that, man, you know, a lot of it stems from, you know, a lot of guys that grew up around single mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, some guys come out good, but a lot of guys don't. I think for me, given that I grew up around my single mother for the most part, what makes me different from the rest is, you know, my mama didn't whoop me. You know, that's my thing with me. My mom, she didn't whoop me. Hold on 1 second, right quick. You can chop it up if you want to. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna mute it right quick.
Yeah, well, shit, I can't say that. My mom whooped my ass. God damn it, shit. You know what I mean? She spanked the extension cords. The foulest, the coldest spanking she gave me was with a goddamn a shade rod. You know, those shades back in the day you used to put in the window. You pull down and they snap back up. And they got the all metal spring and the metal corners to it. She pulled that shit off the goddamn window and spanked me with it, man. Broke her damn shade. So I got whipped, and my grandparents whipped me with switches. You know, I used to get the whelps on my legs and all that. So I was forged in niggatry. Yeah. So you lucky, brother. I got spankings.
Oh man, well, you know, my thing is, I mean, and it kind of, I think with you it balanced out because you know eventually you had the military background to show for that, and so for me, you know, obviously I didn't quite go the military route. My granddad, he was World War II veteran, you know, and so I learned a lot from him along the way. But my mom, she for her, you know, as far as I'm concerned, like I think her mindset of not whooping me was she just saw how much of a I guess like they say, you know, growing up in the hood, you know, how much of a little man I was at the time to where she didn't have to quite discipline me because I was already like self-disciplined. But I think to me, I've always felt some type of way. Like if you look on social media and you see a young black boy getting beat by his mother, like I always felt some type of way about it, you know, like because it breaks down a little black boy, especially when his mama's beating him. It goes back to me, some of the plantation notions when, you know, a lot of people don't know a lot of the whipping stuff we learned from Massa. We learned that from him. And so some of the black women
definitely came out of European culture. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I mean, look, all cultures would hit their children, but the spanking part, you know, the way it was done came out of European culture. You know what I mean? Like if you watch Asian cultures, African cultures, they would hit a child, you know, like a stick or something, and that's it.
Right.
You know, 2, maybe 3 whacks, and that's it, man. But we turned whippings into a goddamn, you know, an event. You know, it's like I think my mother used to stretch before she whipped my ass because it was. I think my grandmother used to, you know, stretch and shit and, you know, roll her ankles and shit and get a good sweat before she came into the bedroom to whoop ass because it was an event. It was it was a goddamn event. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was like, ooh, and everybody knew the spanking was coming, and you know, but I'll tell you what though, you know, my thing is you know, some kids, you know, obviously need, you know, spanking, like, you know, like the good book says, you spoil the rod, you spoil the child, right? Correction is always necessary. I just think that we don't do it the right way. You know, for instance, when you talk about boys, I'm raising a girl, so I spanked my daughter when she was a toddler. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
up to first, third, second grade type shit. But after a certain level, certain age, I wouldn't touch her no more because I felt it was not appropriate for a man to be standing over a little girl. You know what I mean?
That's
At a certain
facts.
age, right? Now, when she's coming
That's
of
facts.
age, you know what I mean? So, but a toddler is, to me, see, I'm a whole different animal when it comes to like kindergarten, preschool, kindergarten, first grade kids. Fuck them up. That's that's my
Yeah.
mentality. They all little rugrats to me. Men, little boys, girls, they all rugrats. Okay, so they out here
Yeah.
doing, they out here on some fucking Dennis the Menace shit. Get them. You know what I mean? Get them right.
Yeah.
But once they get to a certain age, though, you know what I mean? You can't just be wailing on them no more. I don't think it's helpful. I don't think it's
Right.
necessary. And if you do have to put hands on, you grab them or you pop them. But you don't. This all these spanking session shit that we used to have back in the day, or we still having out here. I don't think it's
Right.
absolutely necessary. I think it's harmful, even. You know what I mean? So just as a man with a little girl, now if her mother wanted to spank her up until a certain age, that'd been different. You see what I'm saying? That's a woman on a girl. That's a little different. But still, what we're seeing now with a lot of our boys, even our girls to a certain extent, we're not even seeing spankings no more. We're seeing abuse. Because when they get 10,
Abuse.
11, 12 years old and you smacking them in their face, you say it's not just the spankings, it's the argument that goes along with it, right? You telling them they ain't shit, you tell them this, you tell them that, and then you punch them in the face or you smack them in the face. These are things I'm seeing on tape. You see what I'm saying? This is
Right.
things I'm seeing on, Facebook or whatever the case might be. And, and going back to the boys, that's not something you should be doing, especially a female should be doing to the boys.
Right.
It really sissifies them. It puts them in this what's the word I'm looking for? Ultra masculine,
Yeah.
extra masculine bullshit that niggas always got to act like they're the man. You see it a lot of times. You see it out on
Yeah.
YouTube. Niggas always
Yeah.
riffing. You know what I mean? Got to always tell some talk crazy to their woman, talk crazy
Yeah.
to their children, even talk crazy to other dudes. Well, on online, not in person, but online. But
Right.
all this extra bravados, extra masculine bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because they're always now trying to prove that they're a man. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They're trying to prove it, that man, and that it really stems from a lot of loss and trauma and emasculation when they were kids.
Right. And for some of them guys too, they probably just been having that entitlement and they never been put in check.
Yeah.
They kind of, to me, like the black version of the white boys, because it kind of goes back to like if you go to a mall, I don't know, like here in America for sure, like for me, and when you hear the baby crying and they whining and they screaming at the mall, it's always a white boy that's screaming at the wall. It's always the young white boy. And they got me.
Don't leave the Latinos out too.
Oh yeah, that's it. Facts. The Latino
big
boys too.
Latino too big for the stroller. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, it's never the girls. It's always the boys, whether Latino or white. But I notice if it's a black boy that does it, and he's with his let's say his mother at the time, she'll just take him out to the car and take her business.
Yeah.
But or take him into the bathroom. But usually I think it's rare to see a young black boy scream or whine at the mall. But if it's one of them type that do, I think he was the type that, like I was saying, like he grew up in the hood entitled and nobody put him in check yet. He's like a black version of a white
That's
boy.
What I'm saying.
They
as a toddler. You got to check that real early.
Real early.
Yeah,
real
when they
early.
get around 7, 8, 9 years old, they get a lot more loose with. They can take more of an ass whooping at that point in time too. You know what I mean? So
right.
So but it's not even about the ass whooping no more. It's about the ability to check their emotions. And if you didn't nip that in the bud a long time ago, it's just going to get worse until they stop.
Right. And a lot of these guys that have these over emotional problems could have stemmed from the abuse that they got from their mother or their effeminate father. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to get numb to a certain extent to where now all those emotions comes out as they get older. Like you're not going to check them. You're not just going to tell them to sit down now. You're not going to tell them to watch your tone. You're not going to tell them that now. And I've seen like that's why for the most part, with especially a lot of non-black guys, I don't waste time having certain conversations because they're always trying to think they're right or have their way with the conversation in the first place. So I'm like, if you're not coming to me with reasonable interjections or understandings, then we have nothing to talk about. We can have intelligent conversations without the arguing at the end of the day. And so, you know, it's really, to me, like you even got guys that just out of the blue just start talking too loud, and you like, calm down, bro, calm down. It's not that serious.
Just
Calm
fly off the
down.
fucking handle. Yeah, it's like
Right. And so I noticed that I picked up on that real quick. And this is like me, remember, grew up around a single mother, didn't have men to show me this, but I knew something wasn't right about a man just
like me and my mom had a
face, even
conversation
though
about
I'm
this
talking
once.
to you calm.
Me and my mom had a conversation about this once, and she didn't like what I had to say. I was in the military, and I was home visiting one time. And you know, it's not just the ass whoopings, it's also the yelling. You know what I mean? You know, it's like, you know, I had to tell my mom, like, why, you know, she was talking to my sister. Now, she wouldn't whoop my sisters. My sisters were much younger than us. She changed. But, you know, between the time she had me and my brother to she had my younger sisters, because she had me and my brother young. She had me and my brother when she was, you know, 18, 19 years old, and then she had my sisters 14 and then 18 years later. So she's like, she had two families, you know what I mean, when she got married. So anyway, you know, she didn't really spank them like that, but she would do all this yelling. So what you have in a lot of these situations, you have kids that's being spanked, but then they got to watch their parent that's always yelling too and being over emotional. You see what I'm saying? So it's not just that, it's just the spanking that's emasculating them, or you know, but it's also the problem solving skills, how they emote, the lack of
And that
control
kind
of
of affects
emotion.
little girls. Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it just affects the kids in a different way, because now you're showing this kid that you basically, you know, you got a grown up person sitting here acting out all the time. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And you know, that's a hard conversation to have with women, because you know, that's my house. My house. I say what I want to say. You know what I mean? But they really don't really realize what they're doing to their children. It's just too much. It's what they call. It's what the white folk call the emotional noise. You know, I like that. I like that term. So I'm gonna keep it. So sometimes white people come up with good shit. All right, so we're gonna keep this one. All right, emotional noise, and that makes sense to me. You know, there's a lot of emotional noise in the house, and then I can only imagine now what you got: the spankings, you got the yelling, the overall reaction to every goddamn thing, and then now it's the music and the TV and everything you see on TV is overreaction. Bitch. You know what I mean? It's just all this constantly, you know, and then, you know, dudes fighting on Love and Hip Hop, the girls fighting on Love and Hip Hop. Everything's being resolved with acting out or violence. You know what I mean? That's all they being learned. That's all they're being taught. So now you have a male that's always emotional. He doesn't know how to be anything else. Emotion is nothing wrong with having emotion. The controlling the emotion is the key to life.
Right. That's why we got this title, Over Emotional Men. Yes. And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And some of these guys, they don't, I think, and some people might think this is a corny analogy, and I'm just like, well, you sleep. But here's my thing. I like Forrest Gump, and you know, he got dumped by Jenny. He got played. You know, the most blue-pilled situation ever with Forrest Gump. But what I liked was the part where he had enough, and he just started running. You know, and my point of that is, a lot of men aren't taught how to rechannel their emotions, especially when things don't go their way or they're not getting the answers that they want.
Right.
You know, so a lot of these dudes, they start to act out like a lot of chicks that are over emotional. You know, I heard some chicks, I mean, and I've seen this across the color spectrum per se, but I know for sure with a lot of so-called black chicks per se, when they get real mad, they be like, I just black out. I just black out. I just go ham and I'm hurting everything that's in my way. I just black out. And so, you know, you get some dudes that kind of get like that too. Like they get a certain way and they just go ham. They don't even realize why they snap, you know, and it's like, you gotta like learn how to check yourself, you know? And so, and that gets to the point of where, what happens when you get two over emotional people, over emotional man or over emotional woman together as a couple?
I've seen it. I've seen the dudes too, and we've seen it here on YouTube. Dudes just
Yeah.
flying off the handle, arguing with
Right.
each other all the goddamn time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, when we talk about problem solving skills, we're talking about emotions. All right.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
That's all problem solving skills means. When they say you lack problem solving skills, and somebody at your job tells you that, or somebody you work with, or or your supervisor tell you that you lack, problem solving skills, they're telling you that you're over emotional. That's what they're telling you. You have no control of your emotions. All right.
Well, the funny thing with you is like when I've seen you on certain lives and you bring up problem solving skills and you see the guy that still overreacts. And it's like, okay, you have a counterpoint to JSHine's point, but the way you reacted just kind of shows that you're not using this to your advantage. You're over emotional in how you reacted to JSHine. Yeah.
Right. And sometimes you gotta meet people where they are because you don't let people stomp on you. See, now I know how to turn my emotion up and down like a dial. If I had a argument with BGS about 2 or 3 weeks ago on Arch channel, and if you watch that stream, you can see where he got at me. He started talking to me a certain way. It turned up. You know what I mean? He started yelling at me. I yelled at him, but then I'll bring it right back down. I'll talk normal, and then we go right back up again, and I'll turn it right back down because I was in full control of my emotions in that moment. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I know how to turn it up and turn it down. And matter of fact, a lot of our athletes are this way. A lot of dudes go out there, like take basketball for instance. They want to get out there and they want to or not basketball. I meant boxing. You take boxing for instance. You got a guy go out there instead of pacing himself through the rounds. He's punching a lot of punches, and it's not really his. He's not conditioned for this. And what he would do is outpunch himself, and he'll get tired. And now you like a minute left in the round, and you can't punch. You tired of shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He didn't pace his himself. He got out too fast. Yep. He was actually being emotional in the ring. He wanted to just do his thing, and that's an emotion. And instead of pacing himself and say, you know what, now I'm not going to do this shit. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go ahead and keep tagging, keep hitting that body. I'm gonna keep measuring them. I'm gonna figure out, get my rhythm. And once I get my rhythm, then I'm gonna let loose. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna stay. But then you got to stay in rhythm because again, you can get excited. You can get scared. You know what I mean? And you can get out of rhythm again. And then once you get out of rhythm, you get caught, or you can get winded, and then now you fucked up. So I use that as an analogy to think about with your emotions. Is the time to be passionate, and it's a time to to use your inner voice, and then sometimes it's time to use your outside voice. But you just got to know when to do it and when to control it. You know what I mean? I remember one time I got into it with Maximum Black on Underrated Darkness channel. We got into this heated argument. Now I didn't really know the brother like that.
Yeah.
And it bothered me that I got that fucking upset in that live stream. And I'm yelling at this thing, and we going back and forth. Now we cool now, right? And I even had to apologize to him in the back chat. And I was like, and it bothered me. It fucking bothered me. It wasn't even about him. It bothered me that somebody got me that upset. Like I was heated. You know what I'm saying? In that conversation, we yelling at each other. And so these are one of maybe the 2 times where I might have lost my cool on YouTube. And I think a lot of people misconstrue passion for emotion.
They do.
I mean, passion is an emotion, but the bottom line is that I'm in control. I can bring it down and go back up. If I can't stop, then I'm not in control. That's when you can say, oh, that person's out of control. But if I can stop, bring it back down, have a normal voice, and then you caught yelling at me again, and I start bringing my voice up just to match you in the moment. You know what I mean? I'm in control of my emotion. But in that situation, I was not in control at all. I was pissed. If he was in person, I would have fought that nigga. You understand me?
Right.
So and then I had to catch myself later on. I was like, what the hell was that? I said, forget what he said. Why the fuck was I so mad? I don't even know this nigga. I don't even know this dude. What the hell I'm so mad about? You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where you're not perfect. No one's perfect, but you got to be able to at least recognize what's going on inside of you. You know what I mean? Or what you did and what why you were where you were. You know what I mean? In that moment. You see what I'm saying? So that's it's always a journey trying to control your emotions. And the reason I say that is this. I'm gonna shut up on this point.
Right.
Because you really don't know what's going on inside you all the time. You know, the subconscious is always
No.
working, right? So you live in
Right.
life and you stressed out and you got stresses and you got all these things bothering you, and you never really got a chance to get it out, you know, get it off your chest. And then some
Right.
unrelevant shit happens, and then you get into a heated confrontation and you just fly off the fucking handle. You flip out. And then
Right.
it really had nothing to do with this situation. It was about all the other shit that was building up in you.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And you
And
know, that's kind of what happened with me and that brother that night. Well, you know,
oh,
Max.
okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I had other shit going on in my life that had nothing to do with him. You
Gotcha.
know, it had nothing to do with him. I was a little stressed out, and he pissed me off. And like I said, if it was in person, it probably would have been a fucking physical fight because that's where where I felt. You see what I'm saying? You
Right.
know, and
Right.
that's how a lot of shit happens in the hood or in the workplace
Yep.
or at the club. You know
Yep.
what I mean? When you walk into your baby mama house, you sit nigga on the couch. You know what I'm saying? You know, all
Yeah.
and it's not just that, it's not just because he's sitting on the couch, it's everything else that led up to it, you
Right.
know.
Right.
And you never
You put
checked it,
all that together.
exactly. You never checked it, you never realized what was happening to you until a fucking spark happened. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah. That's so true. That's why I be so big on I try to be indifferent about all situations. That way, if there was something that I wasn't correct about, I can actually go back and be like, hey, after thinking on this, after some time, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But when you get around someone that just wants to be right all the time, or they aren't even trying to or they just want to disagree with you all the time, per
right.
se, you know, they're not the type that's going to look back on maybe some of the foolery that they were speaking on at that time. Like,
Mhm.
dang, I was kind of out of whack at that time, you know, and and I think this kind of goes into the other realm of what I wanted to bring up as far as with some guys that are just narcissistic, and the main thing I wanted to bring up with that part is just how they fear rejection. And I
Right.
guess what I mean in this case of fearing rejection is just more or less that their narratives may not entirely be supported, or maybe some
Mhm.
of the things you say are not correct.
Yeah. And that goes to you know, I think everybody wants to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
wants to belong and fit in. You see a lot on YouTube. There's a lot of what I call incel behavior. You know,
right.
out in these YouTube streets, and it's not just in the black sector. It's
No, not at all. Not
it's
at all.
across the board. Now we only run around in the black sectors for the most part, but if you
Yeah.
get out of this, the sector, and you look at other groups of people or other groups of men, you see they're young men, and you see this behavior. And the reason why you can say that is because you look at the suicide rates across the board as high as they are right now.
Oh man, you were ahead
Amongst
of the
our young
game because
people.
I was gonna bring that up in the latter part of the stream.
Okay,
That's
so
what's up.
yeah, so I'll leave
No,
that
keep
alone.
going. Yeah, keep going.
Now I
Yeah,
won't go
chime
deep
in
into
on
that.
that.
Yeah, but I was going to say, there's obviously, an emotional issue going on with
Yeah,
with, with our society at large. You know what I mean? And a lot of it has
exactly.
to do with wanting to belong and the programming that we get. And everybody wants to be down with something. Everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to be cherished. That's why you look at
Yes,
online and you see people doing all the selfies and look at me, and you don't go to a concert no
yes,
more than enjoy the concert. It's about recording the concert to show it to who. You know what I mean? Why do you want to
yes.
be the one to have the concert on your video? So it's not even about going to experience the concert for yourself. You more concerned about people knowing that you were there, and yeah, I got the proof that I was there, and you know what I mean?
Right,
And it's like, you know what I'm
right,
saying? So you in that moment, instead of being in that moment enjoying the concert, you think about some shit later. And it has to,
right.
and that has to do with acceptance, and that has to do with wanting, having something to give to people who probably don't give two shits about you, and say,
Yeah,
so you can say, yeah, I was doing something cool, and it just, to me, it's like, we gotta get back to, just hanging out on the block, or
right.
hanging out, or if you're in the country, hanging on the Bella Hay. I don't know, hanging
Yeah,
out, on the
I agree.
porch and just talking and chilling,
Right,
and and talking shit, and and knowing each other, and not being embarrassed to be embarrassed in front of each other. You know what I mean? You know,
right.
now nobody can take an L. You can't get turned down by a woman now. She can't tell you
No,
no.
right.
You know, And
Shoot, I
it's
I
even
don't know
worse.
how many times I be turned down. I be like, oh, she turned me down. That's a blessing.
I ain't
Man,
lying. I call it scar tissue, man. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's just scar tissue. You getting to learn the game, and getting to learn how things go and what works, what don't work. People are mirrors. No matter how fucked up they are, they still a mirror because at the end of the day, um, they'll let you know how the world sees you. In essence, I mean, if you're dealing with people you don't know, right? You run into people you don't know, whether it's trying
right,
to make friends or you trying to holler at women. They're a mirror. They're letting you know how you come off to them. You
yeah,
know, and I think you should accept that. You know what I mean? Just let it. Don't take it personal because again, you don't know the person, so you shouldn't
right,
take it personal. But you've taken it personal, that means you're caught up in what I was just talking about earlier. You want this automatic acceptance, and
yeah,
everyone wants to belong, and now you're making everybody, a
right,
potential friend that could reject you and hurt you before you even meet the person. You might meet this person and realize that they're not even worth talking to.
right,
Further past how you doing. You're like, damn, this
right,
person ate up. They got something going on with them. Right? You can look at their face like this person's off. You know what I mean?
right,
have a nice day. But no, you
right.
got this thing about rejection and wanting to belong, and and it stems from this emotion, this emotional need to
Yeah,
have acceptance. And
yeah.
fit in.
It kind of goes back to Sigmund Freud, as far as like, a lot of our scar tissues per se, or like with those who struggle with rejection, it could go back to just you trying to please your
Mhm.
mom or your father, and
Yeah,
you didn't get that validation, and now you seek that to this day. And even, some people still don't grow out of high school. You got
yeah,
people full grown still thinking like high school, and they just never grow out of that. And so some people get into their feelings as far, they might, for example, you brought up being accepted, into like maybe certain groups. That's one thing. And then you have the other people, they may not necessarily be part of a group, but they just want that following. A lot of people following their narratives or things like
yeah,
that. And then they feel some type of way when somebody actually be like, yo, something about what you're saying, I'm not quite feeling. And they get all bent out of shape.
yeah,
A lot of different guys from different circles. Like, let's say, just for me personally, outside of the black sector of YouTube, I vary. I'm into like airplanes, race cars, you name it. And so I speak on some stuff I know,
mhm,
and a lot of times these same people that try to rebuttal me don't like the fact that I actually was telling the truth, but they're not used to someone actually knowing something that they didn't know, especially, given the color of my skin per se. Like they weren't feeling that because they want to, you know, they've been used to getting their way or having this certain superiority complex or some mess like that their
yeah,
whole life.
yeah,
And some of these guys, they can't handle when somebody might know a little bit more than you do. I think I learned like from a young age, uh, somebody is either better than me, somebody's
mhm,
just further ahead than me at that time, depending on the situation. So basically, I shouldn't feel some type of way when someone is better. I'm still on my journey. They're just a little further ahead in their journey than I am. But
yeah,
with a lot of guys, like they don't think like that at all,
yeah.
And
I mean, I had lunch with this real racist guy. I was a project lead, back in Fort Belvoir, Virginia. And I remember one time I had these contractors that worked for us. And the contractor, of course, was an older, more experienced man who was an expert at what he did. And we were putting in AV systems. I don't know if you ever watched like 24. And they have like those
yeah,
operation centers and stuff, and they have all these
yeah,
big screens and data on the screen and all
yeah,
that kind of stuff. That's what I
yeah,
was building in real life. You know what I mean? So I'm meeting
yeah,
with this guy, and he's one of the best at what he does, and I can't take that from him. But he's a racist prick,
yeah,
and so to show me up, to make sure to let me know where he was at in the game, we was sitting there going over the system and what we was expecting to have. So we was in a little cafeteria area, sitting at the table, and
yeah,
so we started. We got to one part of the system called the control system, right? So
yeah,
um, And as I'm sitting there talking about the control system and talking about the characteristics and how we want things to operate, and how we want the touch panels to function, and how we want buttons to function, and all that kind of stuff on the touch panels, he's sitting there doing something on a napkin, right? So by the time we finish our end of our conversation, he holds the napkin up and he shows me he drew out a whole control system on the napkin.
Wow.
And he did that shit to stunt on me. And he basically here you go. He gave it to me on the napkin. Is this what you're thinking about right here? Because he was talking to a younger guy who was in charge, right? As far as the lead.
Yeah.
But he was an older,
Yeah.
experienced white guy. And he had to show me in that moment that I wasn't on his level.
See.
All right. So, but you know what? I didn't get emotional about it. I didn't feel no way about it. What I did was I said to myself, I gotta get my shit together. I looked at the napkin and I was like, God damn, he did this shit in pencil too. On a napkin. Right. And I looked at that shit and I was like, I gotta get my shit together. These boys know what they're doing.
Right.
These guys know what they're doing, man. So long story short, now I'm one of the best AV engineers in DoD Army, so because from that point in, I applied myself. I stayed after work. I learned, I studied, I tried. I got, illustration tools like Visio and Star Drawer, and I would practice on how to design systems on my own.
You said AV engineer?
Yeah. At the time,
that's what's up. Yeah, I'm trying to get certified as a mechanic in that department.
Yeah, so I had to learn how to design systems. I had to learn that part of it. Being a project person and being a person to tell people what to do and read numbers off a sheet and reading time schedule wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I need to know what he knew. I need to have that. I have an ethic about me. I'm very competitive. I don't want nobody to know more than me. You know what I mean? If I'm in a certain space, like me and you was working in the same field, I'm trying to bust your ass, Ray J. You know what I mean? That's just my mentality. And I'm sitting there with this white dude. I'm looking at him and he's giving me this condescending look. And I know why he did it. And I'm like, I gotta get my shit together. He spanked me. He spanked me right there in real time. Let me know where he was at in the game and where I was not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as I'm sitting there trying to be in charge, he's letting me know that really, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. I do. And I had to improve my craft. I had to get my shit together, and I couldn't be emotional about it. Now, if I got emotional about that shit, I probably would have did some slick shit like try to sabotage the contract, try to get him removed from the contract. You know what I mean? That's if emotion was running me. But I said, nah, I want him around because now this guy not only showed me that he knows more than me, he also showed me that he was really good at what he did. So now I want to learn from the best.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if I didn't be emotional, I turned. I said, I'm gonna learn from him. So as that project went on, all I did was I make sure I got every email of his. And if he didn't put a Visio drawing or at the time they were doing CAD all the time, CAD or Star Drawer. If they wouldn't do a CAD or Star Drawer drawings, I say, hey, can you attach that drawing for me, please? Thank you. The government would like to have that. Because I was working on behalf of the government. So I was like, the government needs to have this. You know what I mean? I made sure I got all the paperwork. So I can, not for the government, but for me. I wanted to see it.
Right.
I got on some Chinese shit. I reverse engineered all that shit.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah, so I'm like, because now I'm competing. This motherfucker done spanked me, you know what I mean? Man to man on some man shit. He wasn't loud about it. He just did it right there. That was between me and him, and he let me know that I did not know what the fuck I was doing. All right. So but that's what I mean by having control of your emotions. Because the other thing that could have happened too, Ray J, was this. I could have felt depressed about it. I could damn, I don't measure up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they started doing some slick shit on the project. You know what I mean? Just, or how people fall into those fake ass personas where they fake it till they can make it type shit. I could have fell into that
all
too,
day
right?
long, man.
All of that stems from emotion. All of it stems from emotion. You know what I mean? And when you feel that emotion in that moment, you got to make a decision to how you going to channel emotion. Actually, I had to channel that shit into winning, into learning. And so I said, you know what? This is a racist prick. I'll put up with his little snark remarks but I'm going to learn the game from him. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to get the fucking game from this motherfucker. I'm going to get it. He knows what he's doing.
Oftentimes we get born into this game. It's kind of like the Maze Runner movie or whatever. I forget. I think we born into the game, and you got to just learn the game in order to beat it. And so it's like I was going. I should have wrote this down, but if I'm remembering it right, it's just this idea that you don't try to fight the existing model. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But you do come up with a new model. You kind of reverse engineer what you see, and then you make that current model pretty much obsolete in some ways because you found the better model instead of trying to fight that model. You
Yeah.
basically find a way out. And
So you talking about the you know what you talking about right now. You talking about the blues right now. You know that, right?
oh
All right.
man, get me
Yeah,
on. Yeah, straight up.
you talking about the blues. You talking about bluegrass right now. You talking about black men who were poor, probably had no shoes or holes in their shoes,
Yeah,
learning how to play instruments by watching the white boys play instruments, right? But
yes,
the music they're playing is corny. You know what I mean? It's not. It don't have no soul. It don't have that African rhythm to it.
exactly,
But you segregated from them. So you take that little bullshit guitar and you create it out of nothing, and you mimicking what they're
exactly,
doing, but you're doing it your way, and then
exactly.
you create a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? And what's
Right.
crazy now, that whole thing now is what they like and what they
Yeah,
mimic, and what, you know what I'm saying? And what, now they got rock, now they got jazz, now they got swing. You know what I
that's
mean?
it. That's
But that
it.
came from you. But you took what you saw them doing, you know what I mean, with they bullshit music, right?
Yeah,
And you transformed that shit. You did it with gospel, you did it with shout
facts,
band, you did it with,
facts.
you know what I mean, with, like I said, with blues and bluegrass, which later on became country. You know what I mean? That's what we do. You know what I mean?
Right,
And I'm from that heritage, man. You can't put me next to something. I'm not only going to learn the mechanics of it, but now I'm going to fucking take it to another level. I'm gonna do something different
right,
with it. I'm one of the
right.
first people in DOD to use. I'm talking about on the engineering side to use Visio. I had Visio before Microsoft bought it. Microsoft did not create Visio. Visio was created by some other company. I can't remember, but I remember this Irish cat gave me this disc. He was throwing. Sometimes we get free software. The companies throw software out there for you to try out. Somebody
Yeah,
went to a goddamn trade show or tech expo, and then they put their name on the mail list, and then some disc comes in the mail, and no one knows they did anything. And I remember one the guy said,
wow.
"You want this?" He's basically throwing it away because he was giving it to me. He wasn't giving it to me because he felt I was some genius. He gave it to me because I was that young black man on the job. Hey,
Yeah,
you want this? You know what I mean? And I took it, opened it, and played with it. And I said, you know what? I don't have time to go to school to learn CAD. This shit right
right,
here would suffice. This shit will
right.
suffice. And I got right behind me. I have my first, second, and third generation drawings in Visio that I used to create. I used to draw whole AV systems, floor plans, everything on Visio. It's
Man,
before Visio Pro, all that shit. I'm talking about the very first disc. And I got that disc somewhere in one of my boxes in my garage.
man,
Yeah,
that's
you know
what's
what I
up.
mean? But that's what I'm saying. You give me a little bit. You crack that fucking door, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But this is the thing about when I say, business is life and life is business. My grandfather taught me that. He told me to be a professional in life. And the reason why he told me that, Ray J, was because at all times you need to be in charge of yourself, man. Don't lose yourself. Don't let somebody get next to you, do something to you, and throw you way off. Because then when you do that, they got you. You know what I mean? You start making mistakes, you start fucking up.
exactly.
You know what I mean? And all of that stems from a lack of control of your emotions. All right.
Facts.
So I could be in a moment boiling. There's times I talk to my daughter's mother, I can't stand her. I even have she might say something that brings back some shit that happened between me and her 6, 7 years ago. And I'm like, you rotten bitch. You know what I mean? I'm saying it in my head. But
Right.
in the moment, I gotta take care of business. There's no point in even letting her even know that she still has that hold on me. You see what I'm saying? Now it's an ego thing too.
Yeah,
I don't want you to know you got that with me on me, You know what I'm saying? So you gotta control your emotions. Emotions is natural.
yeah.
You gotta control your
That's
emotions.
very
But if you're
true.
raised in an environment where people are flying off the handle all the goddamn time, they just flying off the fucking handle all the goddamn
Yeah,
time, then you're never gonna gain those skills to control your
right.
emotions. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Hold up, keep talking. I'm gonna holler at somebody right quick, but it'll be a few seconds. But you can chat up with everybody right quick. 1 second.
okay. Hey, real quick, shout out to everybody who's here, who's in the chat room. I think Vonda was here earlier. Kingston Curls, my brother Zero. Oh, Nick is in here. Oh shit. My man CRU is up in the house. That's my brother right there. Alberto, thanks for coming through, everybody, and checking out the stream. If y'all got any inputs, please throw them in the chat. Now I got the chat room up, I can see what y'all talking about. But yeah, to keep things going while he's handling business, yeah, control your emotions is very important. It's the stem of to me, it's the root of all evil. Everything that people do in the world is driven by emotion, all of it, how they feel about something. Frame of reference comes into play, of course, but how they feel about what they're looking at from their frame of reference is how they act, how they live, how they choose to treat people, how they look at people, hell, how they vote. All that shit stems from emotion. Right now we're in election season. People are saying whatever to conjure an emotion out of you, to make you feel a certain way, to make you feel like they're on your side, they're going to do something for you. Or they might just be talking that shit that's going to say, yeah, we're going to beat Trump. Or Trump might be saying that I'm going to be doing something to beat the Dems. But that's all based on emotion. It has nothing to do with policy, any real details. It's just about how you feel about the other group. Or, you know what I mean? So they throw loaded words out there like fascism or socialism, and then that conjures up, well, guess what? An emotion. And now you reacting to that emotion, you vote in that way. And, so I always say that emotions are the root of all evil. And what I stress for, black men to get out of their emotions, become more more autocratic about things, well, more practical first, and then you can become autocratic. I know that sounds like being heartless, but it's not. It's just making sure you're taking care of business and you're looking at the world the way you should be looking at the world. The world is about business. All right, everybody's handling their business. I don't care what it is, even if they on some sex tour shit or they on some what's that not that BDSM stuff, whatever
Oh yeah,
lifestyle they
man.
in. Yeah, that's their business though. They go to work every day to get
Yeah.
ready for that trip or to get ready for that BDSM party or to get ready for that I'm just trying to, off the top of my head, they're trying to get ready for that bike party or, what I mean, whatever it is that drives them, that got them emotionally, what I mean? That's what they're focused on. And they handling business when they do it. They put money and time into that shit. Money and time is business. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at the world, man. Everything to me is ones and zeros. It's all business.
Well,
All of it.
the funny thing is, like in nature, is business.
Yeah.
Nature is business. Bees
Serious
get up,
business.
they tend to the flowers, they tend to the
Mhm,
hive, the
mhm.
birds fly. I don't know if you heard the geese flying over me earlier. They getting their migration route set up. Nature is business, and humanity
Yep.
for some reason has streamed away from that. You know,
Mhm.
I guess just, and this brings up another higher vibrational type of conversation for another day. But humanity has separated itself from nature so much
Mhm.
that it's forgot how to conduct business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and,
Sun up to sundown. Like the whole thing about the earth revolving and the sun and sleeping at certain times, or the
yeah,
evening, and taking a nap at certain times of day, and even to what side you should be sleeping on your left side,
yeah,
right? Because your left side is how your digestion tract leans. You got the most gravity that way. So usually I sleep on my left side, and that's why I go to the bathroom every morning.
right,
Because it's no different when you go get a clinic. You go to the clinic and you go get a clinic done. They lay you on your left side. You know what I
right,
mean? See, but these are natural things that we get away from, and we
yeah,
don't understand how we've forgotten how things work. So that's why we don't eat the way we're supposed to eat. We don't sleep the way we're supposed to sleep.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We just don't do things in concert with the universe and how things are supposed to be done because we have this
uh-huh,
creative mind now. We have this creative
right,
mind. You know what I mean? And what society, what the powers of be, is they really attack the creative mind, and that's why
yeah.
everybody's so stressed out all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Have
If
you
you
heard
really
about that? Have you heard about like the 432 hertz? We supposed to be living on that 432 hertz, but now it's a different hertz that we exist on, and even like let's say, for example, in the black community, with all the music that we hear,
Mhm.
I don't hear no 432 hertz. It's affecting our emotions, like
Yeah.
even with the frequencies, and
Mhm.
it's the over emotionalism that
Yeah.
some of that is streaming from the frequencies that are
Yeah.
out here. But and
Yeah.
that's just guys not knowing how to meditate or knowing that they need to get in that state of mind. Now, for
You know what's
those
crazy,
who
Reggie? I'm
may,
gonna cut you off real quick. The
yeah,
guys do know. You know why? Because when people want to hear that hardcore music, when they feeling aggressive, they go get aggressive music. When they want to
facts,
hear that soft music when it's time to lay down some pipe, they go get the love music. You know what I mean? They know what you know
yeah,
what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And when they want to hear, like women want to hear a sad song, and you know what I mean, we all both want to hear a sad song, You know what I mean? We go get the sad song. So we know what we want to listen to, what fits our moods. You know what I mean? I think what controls it more is the social constructs around it, right?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? What we're told we're supposed to feel and what should be caring about, what should be bothering us. Let me give you a quick example. You said high school. So you're in high
yeah,
school and your friends are telling you you should be mad at this boy, or your
mm,
homeboys are telling you you should be mad at this girl, or your homeboys are telling you you should be mad at this dude. You gonna let them play you like that? You see what I'm saying? They created
mm,
this, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Something that's not really natural because it wasn't created by you. It was created by your environment.
right,
It was created by your
right,
social apparatus. You know what I mean? And now
yes,
you're reacting to that social apparatus and not really reacting to you. If you was in you probably wouldn't even give a fuck what happened. You probably would laugh the
mm,
shit off. You probably wouldn't sweat what just happened. You probably didn't even care.
mm.
How many times you seen people not give a shit and people sit there and encourage them to give a shit? Like, you gonna let that slide? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know
they
what I'm saying?
instigated. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? All this is energy. All this is fucking energy and frequencies, man, that we throwing at each other. And you know what I mean? And then
Ooh.
now, you know what I mean? Now when I get in the mood and I gotta go knock up somebody's blockhead off, I got this soundtrack in my head now. I got the, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
got that, you know,
yeah,
and nuck if you buck, nuck if you buck. You know what I mean? You get hyped in
yeah,
your head now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because you know what I'm saying? Look, man, this shit is all simple if you really sit back and think about it, you know what I mean? But it's
yeah.
really complicated in the world we live in today.
Man, man. So some people can even equate some of the emotionalism to because you brought up environment, but that can bring up another part of the rabbit hole as far as some of this being by design or
Mhm.
constructed in a certain way to where it's a switch that can be tapped into people's internals to where they
Yeah.
don't even realize that they're acting a certain way. You know,
Mhm.
it's kind of like, with certain animals, like let's say even like dogs, they recognize this, because
Mhm.
like dogs don't like to be yelled at. People think dogs like to be yelled, they don't like to be yelled at. And
Mhm.
so maybe certain parts of the military you might understand this as well, but also Phil Jackson tapped into this with the Bulls and with the Lakers because people were used to people yelling at them, coaches yelling at them, but Phil
Mhm.
Jackson was different. He came calm. He came with a sense of direction and just this smoothness to where you can actually listen to his voice and understand. And you brought up about the way the Asians disciplined earlier, like what made me admire Bruce Lee so much when I used to watch Into the Dragon. I had that whole series, by the way, man. Somebody stole my whole series into my whole. Bro, I had VHS. I had the VHSs, man. That's another
Yeah.
story. But
Yeah.
the way he was at his dojo, the way he directed people. Let's say they kind of with their jab or with the way they kick, they did it the wrong way. He kind of tapped at their leg like, that's not it. That's not how you
Yeah.
do it. And so a lot of the Asians, like the way they raise their kids are a similar way. When they do something wrong, they just kind of tap at them. Oh, no.
Mhm.
And then the kid would be like, okay. And that's been lost. But to me, over here in the Western society, not just like in the black families, they ain't just it's Western. Like I don't see that direction. Like with kids, as they grow up into adulthood, you didn't have this sense of direction with now you do see that partially in the military, with the way you have to hold a rifle.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
look like CRU want to join the man, you know what? He want to join the panel. Oh man. I might actually go ahead because I normally I'd have, I try to be basic, what I'm saying, have email me, then I'm gonna get back with you. But we're just gonna throw this out there for the how many more minutes we got on this? Let me see. Let me look at this bad boy here. We've been chatting it up for a little bit. We could you got like at least like 15 more minutes or something like that, or 20 more minutes,
Yeah,
JSHine?
sure. I could do that.
Okay. Let me try to see CRU want to chop it up with us right quick. Let's see what it
Okay.
do. All right, CRU, I'm gonna let you get in here, man. Only CRU right now. He asked, and we got you, man. We got you. Hold up. Go ahead and send that through.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Kels is in the house.
Okay. All right, CRU just sent that link in, man. Holla at us.
What's up, pretty girl? Yeah, I see Kels in here.
What up, Kel? See, I can't even see all of the chat, but yeah, if Kel's in here, what's up? Yeah. But let me see, man, because we might actually have to do we're gonna have to do a part 2 of this, because we got to touch on that suicide, man. We definitely
Oh
got to
yeah,
touch.
yeah. It's a rash that going on, and we don't want to talk about this shit. It's like,
Yeah.
people right now, in my opinion, they're just in a fog, man. We're not dealing with none of the really real realities of. That's redundant. We're not dealing with any of the realities of the world right now. We're just not. There's some people who are trying to, bring, light to some of the issues that was going on out here. But
Yeah.
most of us, man, we just out here doing our own thing. We in our own fucking worlds, man.
Man, stuck in our own little matrices, man.
Completely out of touch, man. Yeah.
Man. Hey, ACR, I think you got to press your unmute button. There you go.
No, I know how to do this shit, man. Hey, I
Hey.
appreciate you, bro. I appreciate
Yeah, no problem,
you.
man.
The other Ray J. Shout out.
What up, man?
JSHine, peace.
What's up, brother? What's going on?
Yeah, I was saying, all right, so like I got my bro right here, right? Then I was laying down and then I see how he playing basketball, right?
Mhm.
On his Nintendo Switch. See it. And I can coach him and he start winning, right? We know what we need to do. We just have to do it. If
Yep.
you get what I'm like, we already know. We're old niggas. JSHine older than me. Sorry for telling on you, JSHine.
Oh shit, I'm 42 years old. You ain't telling on me, nigga. I'm happy to be 42.
But I'm old
I
as
made it
hell
to 40.
too.
I made it to 42, fam. That's how I say. I say, oh, I made it to 42, fam. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm slightly younger than you.
Yeah, man.
You know what I
So
mean? But like,
that brings
we
up the other issue. If we know what to do, why are we not doing it? That's the thing.
I think it's a process. I think it's a process. We all know what to do, right? So like the cisfem people talking about, well, how come you haven't beat white supremacy yet? Well, it's a way of doing it, right? JSHine's been in the military. Well, you didn't just win the war by the fact that you put on a uniform. You have to go win it. And there's a process to it. You don't just win it just because you put on the uniform at all. And I don't think a lot of people like Cerulean says, they want to put that shit in the microwave. You know what I mean? And they want to have one of these microwave dinners. I couldn't even think of them because I don't even eat microwave dinners. So I couldn't even think. Betty Stouffer's, or you know what I mean, a hungry man, a hungry jack shit. You know what I mean? That's what they want. But we don't do that. We want good steaks. We want an entire chicken. We want that shit. We want the win. That's the win. These motherfuckers want microwave wins, microwave dinner wins. And that's not it.
That's
Or
true.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like like the old statement goes, empires aren't built overnight. And so let's say like with the people that are over emotional, basically it's like they were Humpty Dumptys that fell off the wall and had the great fall. They don't realize how broken apart they are right now. You know what I'm saying? They don't realize why they're all disarray. They don't realize how much they got to be
Exactly.
put together again.
And how long did it take for them to knock Humpty Dumpty off the wall? It took 400 years, right?
Right. That's true.
So it might take 400 years for us to put Humpty Dumpty back on the wall. You
Mm,
get me?
yeah, that's true. On the
So,
wall, on
well,
the
we
throne,
should just
all of
snap
the
a
above.
finger. We should just snap a finger and oh, Humpty Dumpty's all right again. Hell
Right?
no, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that.
That's true. That's true. Man, this we definitely gonna be doing a we definitely gonna have to do a sequel to this one because
Yeah.
we man, we're gonna yeah, we'll probably set up a I'll probably do like a preview video if everybody you know, if somebody's new here to my channel, feel free to subscribe or just stay tuned. I'll do a preview video once me and JSHine figure out what would be the best time to come back with a sequel to this because we just on the surface with
Yeah,
this old
we
emotion.
gotta probably pick a if you know get just a few more views. Probably be a weekday be better because people, Saturday, people, scatterbrained, they all over the
Yeah,
place. You know what I mean? So
I
that's
people out
think
and
true.
this
about
is a
and
good
shit.
time, though.
So
Jay Shine. I think
What
this
was
is
that?
a good time, Jay Shine. I think this is a good time because this is before everybody gets into it.
now I'm just saying, like most of the viewers, people who just come through to listen to live streams, Saturdays are hit and miss. Sometimes you get a lot of people, sometimes you don't, just because people got shit to do. Now on the weekdays, people on their regular schedules, you know what I mean? So a lot of people in the evening or at home or they're on their way home. So the
Yeah,
opportunity to get more views is higher, during the week. Especially it's kind of like clubbing. Like I used to be a club promoter, and you can get a concentrated group of people on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, Sunday nights, even Monday nights. You can get a concentrated group of people. You know what I mean? But the big dogs got it popping on Friday and Saturday nights. You understand? So, you know, um, most people don't go hang out at the big clubs on Friday and Saturday nights and hang out at the smaller clubs throughout the week. And that's kind of how YouTube rocks. You know,
yeah,
it's kind of how YouTube rocks too. Most people are busy going about their day, they're doing shit, they're out and about. So like I said, weekends are hit and miss. Sunday nights would probably be good, but for me, I gotta get up in the morning. So I definitely would, love to do a part two to this. I say we just pick maybe a Monday night that would work. Maybe a Monday night I can contribute. Or
yeah.
maybe even a Thursday night or something like that. You know what I mean? We can do it around the same time. That'd be kind of cool. So I don't have to go to bed too late.
Right.
And we can chop it up, man. But definitely, thanks for inviting me on, man. I appreciate the look. You keep
Yeah,
doing your
man.
thing, man, and keep spreading your messages, man, and talking your shit, Ray J. You feel me?
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'm just yeah, man, just trying to offer something different on these YouTube streets, man.
Yeah,
We diverse. We trying to diverse it for 2020. We trying to diverse it.
yeah. I always say
Yeah,
the nigga
yeah,
trees all the all time high though. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
man. Hey, look, they
We
trying
gonna
to work
let we gonna let
against us,
we
right?
gonna let them do what they do.
yeah, I feel you. I feel
They
you,
trying to
and
work against us. They trying to work against us, but we're good.
that's what's up, man. And good seeing you, CRU. And look, all I want to say before I sign off, man, is just brothers, when it comes to emotions, man, you're gonna have to learn to master them. That's what's gonna make you a successful person at anything. When real quick, when I had to step in the courtroom and deal with my daughter's mother, I had to I had to handle business. I couldn't rest in emotion. If I went down the emotional route, I would have lost. I would have, you know what I mean? I would have been unfocused and I would have lost. Same thing in the workplace. Same thing any place. You know what I mean? Everything is
Right,
business. And you're gonna have to meet your demons, recognize your demons, and defeat them. You know how you grew up, you know how you are, you know what's wrong with you. We all do, for the most part. All right, we all know what's wrong with us. We know when we're wrong, and that's why we gravitate to people who let us be fucked up.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
We
yeah,
gravitate to
yep,
people
yep,
who let
yep,
us act
yep.
out. You gravitate to that shit instead of doing what we're supposed to do. So I'm gonna leave y'all with a saying my grandfather gave me. Do what's right because it's right, then do it right. All right.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Instead of being on the bullshit, you know what you got to do. You know what needs to happen, and no matter what happened to you in your past, you're gonna have to leave it there at some point and move forward, or You gonna let your past own your ass. All right. And
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, nobody owns me. None of my ex-girlfriends, none of my family members, none of my past friends. No one owns me. I own me. You know, and
Right.
I'm going to do what I need to do, free of charge, with a clear mind, and with distinct focus on my goals. You know what I mean, and getting shit done. And that's how I attack life. And you're gonna have to suppress your emotions. Your emotions are dangerous. All right. So
Yeah.
that's all I got to say, brother.
All
Well,
right,
my
man. Yeah,
closing
we'll
word.
go. Yeah, hold up before you speak. CRU. Well, yeah, just you can feel free if you want to step off, JSHine, and we'll definitely chop it up as far as the right time during the weekday or whatever. We're gonna get back at this again.
Yeah, just
Definitely,
email me,
obviously
man.
in
Yeah,
March.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just email me, man. Happy March, everybody. And just before I go, I want to say business is life and life is business. So please handle yours. My brother Ray J, man, salute to you, salute to CRU. I'm out.
All right. Now,
Shout out, JSHine.
well, feel free if you want to chime in a little bit more before I shut this down, Ray. CRU. I'm looking at your name, Reality. So like I
Yeah.
see the Ray, I gotta say Ray. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I am Ray. I am Ray. I am Ray.
me too.
Like in real
Now
life.
now check this out. Now I've always felt like personally, you're like I know why I call myself the other Ray J because just because we know Ray J's out there and not biting Ray J at all. I got my own style, my own little aura, my own mojo. My first name is Raymond. My last name starts with a J. So I am really the other
Mine
Ray
starts
J.
with a G. My last name starts with a G.
Yeah. So
We're,
but
we're on the
check this
same
out.
level. My
Check
first
this
name
out.
is Raymond.
Oh, your first name Raymond too? Yeah, see. But my thing is I should actually be Ray J and he should be the other Ray J because he's not he's only Raymond Norwood Jr. That's where he got Raymond that's where he got Ray J from. My last name is Raymond and it starts with the J. So I should actually be Ray J, but it's there. But anything you want to add on to
Hey,
this?
hold on. Hey, hold on, Ray J. I'm Ray G.
So
And
there you
I'm
go.
junior. I'm a junior. Well, so
Oh,
my
see?
people come. So, do you think if we have the same middle name, right? Or do you have to have the whole name to be a junior?
You gotta have the same middle name to be a junior.
So, but they still call me Raymond Jr. Even though my dad has the name, he has a different middle name.
They did
But
that to me
all of
too.
my
They
family,
did that to me too.
everybody in Arkansas, everybody in Pennsylvania, everybody in everywhere that I go, they call me Raymond Jr.
That's what's up.
You know,
Well,
and I don't even have the same middle name as my dad, but I do have the same first as last and last name.
got you. Well, anything you want to chop it up as far as with just with this topic before I shut this down for the night?
No, not much. I just wanted to say thank you for having me on the panel.
Oh, no problem, man. Anytime, man. Much love. I know for me personally, like this was like for me and JSHine initially, but it's like as we get towards like the meaty part, and if somebody got like a perspective, man, yeah, man, I want to kind of have that open door, man. And so I'm glad you came here and you had something good to bring, as far as this discussion. So, man, much love. Anytime.
JShine brought us all over here. So, hey, look, bro, I'm gonna support you.
I
If you
appreciate
need
that.
if you need any beats, like for your intros, your outros, or anything like that, I got you. I got a team that's, you know what I mean, that'll do that
Okay.
for you. I'll do it, or I got my team that'll do it.
We'll definitely
Um,
have to talk on that. I'll, if you go into the description sections of my video, of all my videos, I always provide my email, so you can feel free to reach me out about them beats, and we can like go from there with that for sure.
oh yeah, I'm gonna hit you up because I'm gonna be on a couple streams tonight. Probably, I might jump on
Okay.
Chaz. I might jump on whoever goes live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't tripping about that. But
Right.
man, I am very glad to meet you, bro. You
Oh
know what I
man,
mean?
likewise, likewise.
You know, I'm really upset today, right?
Okay,
Uh, so I ordered all these parts for my computer that I built, right? And I took all the pictures and everything. This
okay.
motherfucker will not. This not. It won't post on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, post screen on computers. I don't know if you know that or if you're a computer dude or whatever.
I'm more
But
of
I
a cell
can't.
phone guy than a computer guy, but I think I got an idea what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, so I built the computer and it won't show nothing on the screen after I built it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? $900 parts,
Oh
all
man.
new parts, and I'm kind of very upset right now.
Yeah.
Not kind of, I'm kind of very upset, right?
Kind of very upset. That's a new one.
Yeah, you know, but I don't care. You know, I
Yeah.
know how it's gonna go. I know how it's gonna handle. I know this, that, this, that. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. I feel you. Well,
But I do appreciate being on your panel. I do appreciate meeting new people because
for sure.
yeah, that shit kind of mitigated the bullshit that I was upset about. It
Oh, that's
really,
what's up. That's what's up, man.
it really
My pleasure.
mitigated. You know
My
what I mean?
pleasure, man. Yeah.
So I've subscribed to you, and matter of fact, join my Discord. Join it's a couple other Discords. So holla at JSHine and everybody. You know what I mean?
For sure. For sure.
If
And
that's the only reason
man,
I came over here, because JShine said it, and JShine
yeah.
vouched for you,
Yeah,
and you
man. I mean, I'm
did.
just kind of new to all this, but I just wanted to have different type of content than what's been out there on YouTube. And I'm not like in any particular sector, but I am aware of all the things that are going on in multiple sectors. And I just figured I just put it all together under this channel called The Other Ray J, just to really just have refreshing different type of content, but still hitting home to a lot of what a lot of people been used to hearing, but just like a refreshment of everything, basically.
Yeah, yeah, I do like how you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So that's what's up. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna shut this down, fam, and yeah, we'll definitely I'll keep in touch. Email me, and I'll be giving you a heads up on the next live that we're gonna do, especially with this particular subject matter. And yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and we definitely gonna have this on the replay. I'm gonna have this posted up. Feel free, you can listen to it. Everybody else can listen to this on the replay. And yeah, we're gonna continue to chop up on this emotional thing. But I'm glad you came along, CRU. I'm glad you came along.
Hey, the other Ray J, look, it's the same thing. I had my Kim Kardashians and everything on camera, off camera.
I feel you. I feel you. Well,
I'm black
I hear
first,
you over
but
there.
goddamn it, I've dipped out.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm
Well,
from the home of, hey, the other Reggie, where you from, bro? I'm from
uh,
Chicago.
I'm from St. Louis.
Okay, I heard the Midwest in you, but it's
Yes, sir.
not the same. It's not the same
Not the
as,
same.
but it's close. You feel me?
But when I go
We're only
when I
three
go up
hours from
to
each other.
Chicago, when I go up to Chicago, they always make fun of how I say car because they say car and I say car. So they're already right there, that interaction
Oh,
whenever I go to
hold
Chicago.
on. Is it a couch or a sofa?
Oh, we say couch.
Well, we say couch in Chicago.
Okay, well we got that in common.
Now
What
we
about
go
with
to
soda? Do you
no,
say
no,
soda or do you say pop?
man. It's a pop.
Oh, we say soda.
See, that's where we fucked up. Hey, give me a pop, bro. Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, hold that note,
Uh,
fam. We definitely got to chop that up again. I'm gonna kind of conclude this with my little closing statements here, man, and I'll close you out. But feel free.
I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna jump off and let you close out.
All right. but yeah, stay tuned to the next one. We definitely gonna be popping up with that
Um,
ASAP.
and while I'm listening to you, I'm finna be subscribing to you and everything. And also, everybody in the chat, go subscribe to him. The other Ray J. He doesn't put Kim K on camera.
No, I don't put Kim K on camera. No, yeah, buddy. All
Yeah.
right, fam.
All right, bro. Hey, I'm finna jump down into the chat, but I'm gonna
Okay,
listen to your outro.
okay, right on, right on.
All right.
All right. Well, everybody, I hope y'all enjoy this live. I mean, I try to, I'm just trying to do things a little different on my channel, as I just spoke to CRU about, just trying to have some refreshing type of content, especially on lives, just different perspectives. And we are definitely going to do a sequel to this, because the origins of this particular live stream goes back to when I was, as I spoke on earlier, when I was over at the Prophet of Thoughts channel, and I was with JSHine and Prophet of Thought himself, aka Xavier. We were talking about men being over emotional, and so just kind of decided to leapfrog from there. Eventually, I would have my own StreamYard set up to where I could bring JSHine back on, and we will continue on this. So this is basically like a part 2 to that. I think I might, in the comment section, provide a link to that particular live stream that I did with Prophet of Thought and JShine, so that way you can kind of put 2 and 2 together and tie it in with this live stream. But with that said, much love to everybody for showing up to tonight's live stream, and play this on a replay. Feel free to share. Hopefully this makes sense to y'all. Maybe to some it don't make sense, but for those it makes sense to this particular live stream. Yeah, share this, and much love and much blessings to y'all. Y'all be safe out there. And until next time, signing out.